Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folani. Well, today we have a guest from a high-ranking government official, all the way from Kogi State. We have with us this morning the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communications in Kogi State, Mr. Kingsley Fanwo. It's a delight to have you. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be back here again.
Indeed, indeed. There are a number of things, but naturally when we have you, we're going to want to focus on Kogi State a bit. And there are quite a number of issues. Now, well, first of all, health is everything. Health is wealth. So let me talk about the health. Let me just ask the question. So health-wise, how are we doing in Kogi? I ask that against the backdrop of the subject matter that every Nigerian knows. Kogi claims that it doesn't have a COVID-19 problem. Yeah,
we are concentrating on improving on our healthcare infrastructure, healthcare facilities across the state. We are turning Kogi to the healthcare delivery center of the nation,
okay,
with the high-quality A-list hospitals that are springing up all over the state. Recently, the zonal hospital leader has become a specialist hospital. We've upgraded the facilities and ensure that it could provide secondary healthcare services to the people of the state. Also, we have zonal hospitals that are springing up in various places across the state, in Jegu, in Sonlu, all those places. We have these hospitals coming to light. We are close to 60% of the projects, and we hope to be able to complete those projects and commission them before the end of the year. So these are some of the things that we are doing. Also,
sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
You will indeed get to it.
Okay.
But from what you've said, I know there's more. You seem to be giving the indication that Kogi is one of the healthiest states that one could be in terms of healthcare facilities and delivery.
Definitely, it's one of the healthiest states. It's one of the places that is providing what I call health tourism. You move to the state, and the referral hospital in Okene is about 70% completed, and it's going to be. We want it to be one of the best in the country, and the quality of the facilities, the types of the facilities that we are importing to put there will make it the center. People will not have to go to Germany, UK, US before they access quality Medicare. So we are doing all of this because we want to make Kogi, like I said, the health center of the nation. And we want to ensure that we don't encourage people flying abroad at the slightest opportunity in the name of going there to be able to access healthcare
and so far
services.
Your governor hasn't indulged in any such activity, going abroad for health tourism?
It's not just about for health. The governor has left this country, I think, about 3 or 4 times in 5 years, and on 2 of the occasions he went with Mr. President he has concentrated his work on how to fix Kogi State and make it better, and we are seeing the result today. So it's not just for health. He's building the healthcare infrastructure in Kogi State to a level that all Nigerians of all class will be able to go there and access healthcare delivery.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of that is fine. But I think I would be remiss if I didn't get you to help us understand a bit more. The marvelous, should I say, situation where COVID-19 is ravaging the world, but Kogi has stated that, the governor has stated that it is not an issue. In fact, for some time, I don't know if it has changed in recent times, there was no incidence of COVID-19 reported. Now, I want to, as you comment on that, I also want to say to you what we have heard commentators say, medical people, researchers, that they wonder how well your testing is. If you don't test, then you won't get any results one way or the other, positive or negative. So some people are guessing that perhaps the level of testing in Kogi is not quite what it is elsewhere. Hence, Kogi is able to say we have no incidence of COVID-19. So have you yet come across the first case of COVID-19 in Kogi?
Thank you very much. This has been a very thorny, controversial issue, not only in Nigeria, but around the world. And it is it is a banana peel that, as much as possible, we try to play away from as much as possible, because.
But the banana peel analogy is that you could slip up if you're not careful. Well, why?
No. You can even avoid it completely. Instead of
for a fear of slipping up.
Yes. Now the point is this: we need to set the record straight.
Sure.
For the whole world to know, the governor has never said there is nothing like COVID-19. No, that is not the issue.
Okay.
What he kept saying is that it is wrong to concentrate all of our efforts in promoting, in making it look as if it was going to eradicate the entire world. It was going to pause the entire world and kill everybody in the world. And then, set this fear in the minds of the people. That's what he was addressing. Okay. And he said that the solution to this is not about concentrating on COVID-19, but more about improving our healthcare facilities to be able to deal with any kind of ailment. There was a cholera outbreak of recent. Many people died, but we were concentrating on COVID-19.
Okay.
Malaria is still killing a lot in Nigeria. We are concentrating on COVID-19. Cancer is a major issue in Nigeria today. We are concentrating on COVID-19. Then we should know that there is an international politics about this, because it is not the deadliest. It is not what is killing more the most. So why are we concentrating all of our energies instead of improving healthcare? So he didn't just say it. Alhaji Yahya Bello didn't just say it. He has started working on it by ensuring that Kogi has some of the best health facilities in the country. So whatever you bring here, we will deal with it. That is what he's telling the world.
Okay, so are you saying then that your testing for COVID in Kogi is up to par? Or, as has been alleged, you're maybe not testing at all?
We are testing. We have our isolation center. We have our test centers. We've accepted the vaccines into the state. And those who are interested.
Because a lot of people commented, say, look at these Kogi people. Why are they taking vaccines?
No, those who are interested. You see, the governor is a Democrat. What he could do was what he did. To tell them that, look, this is not as deadly as you think. This is not as serious as you think. Don't panic. We'll give you healthcare facilities that can deal with all sorts of ailments. He has done that. But he was never going to force anybody not to take the vaccine.
Okay.
If you're interested in taking the vaccine,
it is available.
He is a Democrat. It's available.
Because
go there and take the vaccine. If you are convinced that you need the vaccine, go there, take the vaccine.
Okay.
So he accepted it into the state.
Are you concerned, perhaps with the governor or as a government, that there are those who might misunderstand your position and could say, because of comments such as you have made, it sounds uncomfortably close to that of a COVID skeptic? And there are quite a number of those. Because you've said that what the governor is doing is putting it in the right perspective, not emphasizing it, not spreading panic. Did I say that accurately? Yeah. So it's pretty close. In the light of the overall attitude of the country, the president, the minister for health, NCDC, saying what the governor is putting out there, that it's not the worst thing that could happen to us. Do you think it might give some people in Kogi a false sense of security? Because the governor seems to be saying it's not the worst that can happen, and I'm not even concentrating on that alone. I'm putting it in the midst of our healthcare delivery milieu.
It boils down to how you manage the healthcare system in your state. He's managing the healthcare system in Kogi State in such a very perfect, wonderful manner that is aligning with science and common sense.
Okay.
Now, what he said was this: what we are wasting on promoting and sending panic, spreading panic, expanding the fears of the people, we could have used all of this to improve on our healthcare system
and
as a country.
And as a country.
That was corroborated by Bill Gates, the president of Bill Gates Foundation. He said, look, instead of putting all of this money trying to make COVID-19 look at the pandemic that was going to end the world, let us put the money in improving our healthcare facilities around the world. That's what we need. Because you can't devote all of your attention on COVID-19 and leave the gates open for cholera, for malaria, for cancer, to continue to kill millions around the world.
But all those other states that are reporting figures are also taking care of all those other health issues that you're talking about. And so I go back to the question of whether you are concerned that the message coming out of Kogi, the official message such as you have just summarized again, could be encouraging people to not take it as with such a panic mode as the rest of the country and indeed the world seem to be taking it.
In that circumstance, what leaders do is to protect the people they lead.
Okay.
That is what Governor Yahaya Bello has done. Don't be afraid. I am here. I will give you all the facilities. I will give you all the infrastructure to deal with any kind of disease. Now, what is the mortality rate in Kogi State today?
Okay.
Very low. One of the lowest. There are no strange deaths. We are managing our healthcare system perfectly. And, we are coming up with facilities and infrastructure that would be some of the best in the country. So, that is our own approach. That is our own position as a state.
Okay.
Lagos can have its own position. Edo can have its. Bayelsa can have it, but this is the Kogi position. Don't panic. We are on top of the situation.
Okay.
We are bringing facilities that will cater for any kind of ailment.
Okay.
That's it.
And that position remains unchanged even in this, is it the third wave of COVID-19? I'm talking about the Delta variant. It still falls under what you've just spoken about. Say, don't panic.
From the first wave to the third wave, our message is the same.
Okay.
The governor is leading from the front.
Okay.
The governor will ensure that be it cancer, be it malaria, anything, we have facilities that can take care of that.
Okay.
And we are also improving on our healthcare delivery system. We are one of the first few states to start the health insurance scheme in our state. The referral hospital in Okene, oh my God, I will invite TVC to come and see it in the next 3 months so that you see the massive work going on there. While people were talking about first and second wave, we were releasing billions to build hospitals across the state. That is our own response to it. So we are not interested in the promotion.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's more to Kogi, of course, than the controversial COVID-19 question. But let me just ask, in rounding off on that particular section, how about all the COVID protocols that are recommended around the world, including Nigeria? Masking up, frequent washing of hands, maintaining 2-meter distances in public events, whether it's church, whether it's parties. Oh, by the way, is there any sort of restriction on parties and church services and mosque services in Kogi, in line with what the rest of the world sees as this health emergency? What's your attitude to
we've been dealing with a lot of health protocols even before COVID-19.
Okay, health protocols.
I told you that Kogi healthcare system is one of the best in the country. We are not just boasting, the figures are there to support our position. Now, we have been dealing with that. You don't need COVID-19 to tell people that they need to wash their hands. Regularly.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
All these protocols have always been there. We are only trying in line with the promotion, of COVID-19.
As a result of COVID-19, sir, sorry to interrupt you, Commissioner. As a result of COVID-19, we have been advised that in addition to what you say, any normal Nigerian knows to wash their hands. But they say COVID-19 being in town, wash your hands as frequently as possible. So it wouldn't be abnormal if you were to wash your hands maybe every 2 hours of your waking hours. That's, they say, is as bad, as bad as the situation is determined. But you are saying that you're taking all of that research coming from around the world, research, scientific figures, with a pinch of salt as unduly alarmist.
That's not the situation. The situation is we have a position in the state. All of these things are local. You know, the way you manage healthcare, your healthcare system in Lagos will be different from the way we manage ours in Kogi State.
That's right.
Do you know that we have health extension workers in all of the villages in Kogi State to report some of these emergencies? You know, we have an entrenched, well-established system in the state to deal with this. We handled Lassa fever effectively in the state. There are no strange deaths in Kogi today, despite all the cries about COVID-19 and all that. Is it that certain people are not comfortable that despite the fact that Kogi is not concentrating on promoting COVID-19, but rather improving on the healthcare facilities, there are no strange deaths, the state is moving forward, we are doing projects, churches and mosques are not restricted, and we are not reporting cases, and we are doing testing.
And people can still...
I think logically,
yes,
Kogi has answered the question that the world has been asking. And when you go, even in the UK, the last Premiership match between Chelsea and Crystal Palace, 40,000 fans were there.
Yes.
So it shows that the world is moving away because they've discovered.
The world is clearly opening up.
The world is moving away from that paradigm of telling them that this is the end of the world. They are now saying that, no, it is not as bad as that. They are opening up their economy, they are opening up their social life, and things are going forward. So I think we will leave it at that.
Indeed.
As a state.
If you're going to leave it at that, so be it. But where you are now in Kogi in terms of all the things you do for health, you are saying that, look, without prejudice to all of these recommendations by NCDC, presidential, whatever, global, we were there before all of this, is what you're saying,
yes,
in terms of the habits of our people.
We're there.
We were already there before all of this.
Definitely.
How seriously do you take the whole matter of social distancing and masking, and especially those ones that concern the public? No restriction because there's no fear.
There was the issue of masking even before COVID-19. It depends. And I said, it's all about your environment. It's all about what is affecting your people health-wise.
Okay.
So it is not just going to be about COVID-19.
It's about the total health.
That is it.
Total health.
Total health and well-being of the people. And in Kogi State, we have an entrenched system, a well-established healthcare delivery system that is taking care of our people.
I hear that.
We are fine.
And so, Kogi, I can take from you, you're the Honorable Commissioner of Information and Communications in Kogi. COVID-19 testing is going on in Kogi like everywhere else.
Yes. Sure.
Can I also deduce from that you are also saying that you are yet to come across a single case of COVID in Kogi?
Yes. Okay. We've not come across any single case.
So all the facilities you say you prepared are actually going on use for now because, thank God.
No. There were cases pinned on our board from Abuja, through the back door. But we know that as far as we are concerned in Kogi State, we've not established till date any case of COVID-19.
And that's fantastic. Yeah. So I think you said enough. You said enough. You've been very, very clear about this whole matter, and I think our viewers maybe there might be observations, might be questions later on, but our viewers now know the situation. There is still no reported case of COVID-19 in Kogi. Testing is indeed going on, and it is such miraculous that because of the aspects that the Honorable Commissioner spoke about, the place health-wise They feel very good about their health and all the preparations they've had about it. Okay, now the other thing, when we're talking about health, that's good. Now security.
No, even before we go into that, you are pinning it on the miracle. Yeah, everything we do.
Well, it does seem miraculous.
Everything we do, we need to attribute it to God Almighty.
Okay.
Now, secondly, we also need to talk about the fact that we have a system. We have a system in place that is strong enough to deal with all of this health, either emergencies or all that. If you're surprised that other states are having and Kogi is not having, you could see that the neighboring states around the neighboring we are bothered by about 10 other states. All of those states are being ravaged by insecurity today. Kogi is free. Is it still a miracle? It is about the security architecture. We will come to that. So, but what I'm saying is that we deal with these issues before they come out.
I take the point.
That is exactly what is helping us.
I take the point you're making. Apart from the fact that whereas security, you can't put security and health in the same basket, in the sense that with health,
it is still the same thing of being proactive.
Okay.
You understand? You can be proactive and ensure that your people live a healthy life by putting in place all the health infrastructure, all the health superstructure, the insurance scheme, the entrenched system, digitalizing the healthcare delivery. These are the things that are already in place in Kogi State. We are not talking about it. Our people are benefiting from it. So it is about being proactive.
Like the rest of the country is catching up.
Also in healthcare, also in security, it is about being proactive. We don't allow it to happen and start carrying our cap to Abuja to go and cry. No. We ensure that the governor is at home, ensuring that proactive steps are taken to ensure that crimes do not happen. So it is still about being proactive.
Well, indeed. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Commissioner, for that explanation. We spent time on that, and we were going to go on to security. You've also sort of roped it in that the methodology is not that different from that in the health sector. It's about being proactive. It's about knowing your area, studying it, and probably doing the best to ward off any unwanted consequences. Now, the other thing is the status of places in Kogi. For instance, you called attention to a certain figure that Lokoja is the second fastest developing city in Nigeria and the fourth in the world. No doubt this will, first of all, where did we get that particular statistic from?
Yeah, I will leave that to the media. I think it's been even supported by the United Nations agencies. You will research into that and come out with the report.
Okay.
It's all over the place. The number one in the world is Gwagwalada, and the fourth in the world today, and the second in Nigeria is Lokoja, which is growing at the rate of 5.93%. So it shows that we are the fastest, we are the second fastest growing in the entire country today. And it boils down to a lot of policies and programs of the state government. That's why it's happening that way. We are not going to complain about it. When you are the safest among 10 states around you, then you should expect that the other states will come to your state. Because of the security architecture in the state, Kogi is supposed to be a state that should be complaining about insecurity the most, because we are the center of the nation. Before you come to the north, you have to pass through Kogi. If you are coming to the south, you have to pass through Kogi State. So it shows that we should even be the state that we were complaining. And that was the situation pre-2016, when Kogi was the kidnap capital of the country. If you are traveling across Kogi State, you're always afraid you are going to be picked up by some guys and your ransoms will be. But this governor came and said, no, we are not going to complain. We are not going to cry to Abuja. We'll solve this problem here.
Okay.
And he put in place a robust security architecture, ensure that the security agents are well motivated, given the right facilities, given the right equipment, and allowed to work in the best environment to ensure that they are able to secure Kogi State. I remember that one of the challenges they had before his administration is the issue of patrol. You know, if you are stationed somewhere, then hoodlums could strike anywhere. But he procured over 240 vans distributed to security agencies to be able to patrol every nook and cranny of the state. Also, we did not stop at equipping and digitalizing the security system in the state. We ensure that we localized the issue of security. And that is where the nation should go. They should come and learn it from Kogi State. Our local hunters, they understand the forest around them more than any security agent. So we have been able to involve them in securing their environment, and that is helping us a lot in the state. We have also there is what we call the whistleblower policy of the administration on security, and that is people could give information to security agencies, and they are sure that they are protected. So these are some of the things that are happening. Also, the policy of not paying ransom. In Kogi State, we don't pay ransom. If peradventure you just pick someone or something, no, we will ensure that we track you, get you arrested, and ensure we rescue those people without paying any ransom.
That is the plan.
When you pay ransom.
That is the plan.
When you pay ransom. I was
going to ask, that is the plan.
Yeah, when you pay ransom, you are fueling that trade.
I understand that.
You understand? Yes. So these are some of the things that we are doing in the state.
That is the plan, and I wanted to ask if indeed incidents of such have happened to give the opportunity to say, for you to show that we put our money where our mouth is. We won't pay ransom, and we will not pay ransom, and we have rescued the situation. Has there been any?
Yeah, a lot of that. Recently in the Kwara part of our axis, the chairman of a local government was kidnapped. He was coming from Kwara State, and he was kidnapped. But what we did was to work with the security agencies to ensure that we rescue him alive. Despite the fact that it did not happen on Kogi soil, we collaborated with our Kwara State counterpart to ensure that he was rescued alive. We are not just doing that. We have a policy in the state. If you are convicted as a kidnapper, we will ensure that the property you built from the proceeds of kidnap is pulled out.
Following investigations into all those
it's
matters.
Pulled out. So that the whole world will see that, look, this trade does not pay. So in Kogi State, you know, it's a very risky trade. Nobody will want to go into that, so because we know that they will surely be dealt with.
There were two questions I wanted to bring up. I'm guessing that intelligence plays a big part in what you've just said.
Yeah.
You're going to need that.
Yeah.
And then the other aspect was, you've said more than 2 times now that we don't want to go to Abuja cap in hand. You know, we're up and doing, we sort ourselves out. So the money for the security infrastructure that is exemplary that you're talking about in Kogi State now, where does that come from? Did you set up a security trust fund, or how is it working?
Yeah, sure. We have a security trust fund in the state. Before the advent of this administration, there was a law establishing the Vigilante Service and Security Trust Fund. But nobody implemented it until Governor Yahaya Bello came into office. When he came, he ensured that the Vigilante Service became the standard for other states to copy in the nation. We have young, vibrant, intelligent, well-informed young people recruited into the Kogi State Vigilante Service, thousands of them working with, they are all posted to their local government areas to be able to complement security agencies.
And these are areas that they know best anyway.
Yes. So now we have that in place, and it's working magic. The second one is the Security Trust Fund. Now, before we came into office, before this governor came into office, there were a lot of bank robberies in the state. But since he came into office, there was one failed. Though it was fatal, lives were lost, because those people came from, from intelligence. Those people came from another state, stormed the place, but they were resisted, but they killed some people in Isanlu. That's the only one we had in 6 years. So now you have companies coming into Kogi State. You are talking about Lokoja being the fourth fastest growing this thing. A lot of companies are coming in because of our policies. And, you know, you come into where you know you are safe. These banks know that with this governor and this government in place, they are safe. And because of that, they are ready to put their funds into this trust fund to ensure that the people, to ensure that their businesses are safe. So we don't have any problem with a trust fund. We have a trust fund that is working well in Kogi State. But also, we must know that this government is investing billions. Security is a very expensive thing. So where the governor is, because you cannot say you want to do projects, you want to improve agriculture, you want to improve healthcare, but the people are not safe. No. The number one responsibility of government is to ensure security. And that is what Alhaji Yahaya Bello has concentrated his efforts in ensuring. I remember when he first, I remember when he first came, and there were a lot of kidnap issues. You know, he ensured that he partnered with the Nigerian police, and we combed all the area in Kogi State to ensure that the spot where these people hide. So these are, you must lead from the front.
Okay.
He's putting
I have a caller on the line. I have a caller on the line. I was just about to go on break, but Benga in Abuja, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Yori, and good morning to your guest there.
Yeah.
I'm from Abuja, so I'm a neighbor to your guest. And what I want to say is not biased. It's by what we see as a neighbor, because we pass through Kogi. I want to give it to the Kogi governor, the leader of security, being able to secure that state. Niger State is a neighbor to Kogi. Nasarawa, neighbor to Kogi. Benue, neighbor to Kogi. And if you go down south, Ondo, neighbor to Kogi. Edo, neighbor to Kogi. These places, they are kidnapping are rampant. Banditry are rampant. You now ask yourself, what was the magic? So your get as a state, and I give it to him. The man identified with the grassroots. Is good from grassroots to up. Many of these states have they maintain an elite approach to security, and that cannot help us. We need to boost security from the community, because every kidnapper, banditry, keep the people somewhere. They don't hide them in the hole. They don't put them on the tree. The locals who are in agreement with the bandits, they are being paid for keeping quiet. They secure their life. They have an arrangement with them. So what I'm saying is that police have gone further. If they went fair to the grassroots to get the confidence of the local, the people in the villages and in the forest and something, look, we will secure you. Don't allow these people to stay. Many of the neighboring states have not been able to assure those in the villages and the neighborhood their security. That's why they allow banditry to reign.
Okay.
I give it to him.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gwenga, for calling in. Okay, yes, we will expect that other calls will come, but let's go on a quick break so we can come back and have a sort of a clean stretch towards the closing. Stay with us, please. Welcome back. Our guest this morning is the Commissioner for Information and Communication in Kogi State, Mr. Kingsley Fanwo. And we've been having an interesting conversation. He's been, explaining to us what the lie of the ground is in Kogi State as it relates to health. He's spoken extensively about that, even security, now infrastructure development, and the other point that we had, that we spoke about, which was the whole matter of development and Lokoja becoming the second, fastest growing in Nigeria, fourth in the world. So what exactly is Kogi doing that is attracting all of these goodies to itself?
Let me start by saying that in January this year, when people were talking about the second wave of COVID-19 and already promising us the third wave, then Kogi released billions of naira to improve infrastructure across the state. And the result is coming out today. When you look at Lokoja has a big advantage. Lokoja is the center of the nation. Lokoja was the first capital of Nigeria. Nigeria started in Lokoja. The northern and the southern protectorates were amalgamated by Lord Lugard right there in Lokoja. We have the convergence, which is the confluence of two of Africa's biggest rivers, Okay. Rivers Niger and Benue in Lokoja. You have the Mount Patti in Lokoja. You have the European Cemetery in Lokoja. These things attract tourists.
Okay. These are
the reasons they were not coming before was because
assets.
they felt Kogi was not safe. Now they have seen that Kogi is safe. So they are trooping into the Lokoja city.
Including investors, No,
I'm even coming there.
Okay.
Now,
but before,
security one.
Could I interrupt you?
Okay.
Please mark where you got to, because I want to bring on Ako.
Okay.
Mr. Ako has called in from Bagada. Good morning, sir.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Go ahead, please.
My name is Ako from Bagada.
Sure.
I want to ask the Commissioner of Information. I'm from Ibaji, Ogaine, number 1.
Okay.
Honorable Commissioner, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, well done, my brother.
Thank you.
I want to ask about the development of Kogi State, like my own local government, Ibaji local government. I'm from Ogaine, if you know Ogaine very well. Do you understand?
Yes.
And the whole Ibaji local government, there's no bank, we don't have roads, and we don't have lights. All those developments where we are talking about, we don't get anything in Ibaji. What happens that Ibaji don't have those developments there?
Okay, Mr. Ako, thank you very much for calling in.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Okay.
Ako, he said.
Mr. Ako. Thank you, Mr. Ako. You are from Ibaji. I've been to Ibaji on several occasions. Ibaji is a very difficult terrain, but I am also sure that I'm also aware that government is doing a lot of development in Ibaji. He's aware that the main thing in Ibaji is rice production. And today we have a rice mill there owned by the state government to be able to empower the local farmers in Ibaji. Also,
but
government has done a lot.
He says there's no electricity power there.
Government has done, we are coming there. The 80% of Kogi East had no electricity before the advent of this administration. And they produced governors between 1999 and 2016. Every governor, all the governors between 1999 and 2016 were from Kogi East. Yet, 80% of them, of the population of Kogi East, was in darkness. So what we are doing right now...
Just for information, the governor is from where?
Is from Kogi Central.
Okay, Kogi Central.
But he has now launched an ambitious project, which is about 90% completed now, which we call the Operation Light Up Kogi East. We are doing electrification in over 240 communities in Kogi East right now. And it will be completed by the end of this year.
The work is in progress
as we speak. I am very sure that Ibaji communities are part of these communities that will benefit at the end of the day from this project. Over 240 communities across Kogi East. So thank you very much, Mr. Ako. It's nice speaking with you.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So infrastructural development must be going apace with the other thing you're talking about, which is if it's the 4th largest in the world, 2nd in the nation.
Yeah, we were talking about why is it growing this fast. Now these people who knew it was not safe by 2016 now know it is safe. They are coming to the state. Also, that is the price you pay when you are the most peaceful among your neighbors. So everybody will want to migrate to your place
but Mr.
to do
But Mr.
businesses.
Ako is staying in Lagos here in Bagada.
Yes.
I don't know why, because Mr. Ako knows. He's been hearing what Mr. Ako, the last caller.
Yes.
For some reason, he's, betting on Lagos that it's going to be good. It's going to be okay too.
Okay, he can be in Lagos. There's no problem about that. Lagos too have people. Even in our government, the special advisor to the governor on legal matter is a Lagos person.
Okay.
So we are running a national government.
Okay.
So let's leave it at that. Now, in terms of peace, we are peaceful. So people want to stay where they will find peace. We are secured. People want to stay where there is security. We are developing infrastructure. Lokoja is wearing a completely new look. The township roads, healthcare facilities, banking facilities, we're improving on all of this at the same time. And with all of this, industries are springing up. Our tax administration is one of the best in the country. So they know that they can come to Kogi and do business. Through agriculture, a lot of people also are coming in. So why are these people coming in? Because Kogi is peaceful.
Okay, because...
And, you know...
I was going to ask you, all these things you've said, health, security, infrastructural development, peacefulness, and all of that. I was going to say, so how about feeding them? What do people eat? So that, because you talked about agriculture, I said, look, let me get that in now. So you must feed this population. You must, which is what you're doing. You're exporting. What are you doing to develop agriculture? Just how are people, how well fed are people in Kogi?
Government cannot feed people. Government will never feed people. But government can create the right environment for agricultural production to blossom. And that's exactly what we are doing in Kogi State. I know of a very popular footballer in Nigeria who has a very big farm in Kogi State. Okay. So because he knows that Kogi is safe.
Yeah, okay.
So we also have a lot of other big farms around the state because the government is deliberately promoting agriculture. It's one of the thematic areas of the administration.
That's what I was driving at.
And also, you'll be aware, if you go to Obalende market, I was there yesterday, and I saw conference rice. That's coming from Kogi State, the best rice mill in Nigeria and the second largest in the entire northern part of Nigeria. So you have conference rice all over Lagos State. So Lagos is also benefiting. We are not just feeding Kogi people, we are also trying to feed the people of Lagos too. Okay.
Mr. Abubakar in Abuja, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Yori. I think I'm the first line in your program.
Oh, we're delighted to have you. Thank you very much. You got a question for Mr. Fanwo?
Yes, I'm from Kogi also. I appreciate the information now from this analysis. Really, in terms of security, the Abelo has done a marvelous, wonderful work that in record we can keep remembering. But there's more of a place that they needed to do something about security in Kogi, between Ayangba and between our axis entirely. Like what?
Did you say more about security?
Yes, more about security.
Taking access.
Yes.
Taking access.
Like what has happened so far in Ida and Ayangba is a great work that we all the Kogians well recognize Abelo as in fact the one we see, we can call him a security inventor in Nigeria. So please, the commissioner should pass our message as Kogi people. Within Ayangba and Burkina Faso also, they should do the same thing they do within Ida now and Ayangba.
All right then.
To allow our people to sleep well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Abubakar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abubakar. I'm enjoying this program because the people could speak freely, and we are not gagging anybody.
And Kogites from all over.
I'm also very grateful that Kogites all over the world appreciate what their governor is doing on the issue of security. And he has even said it that is a leading example in the country. On the issue of Dekina, we are doing a lot already. I don't want to disclose certain things there, but we understand perfectly why that has remained a dark spot. And we are working to ensure that we remove that spot as soon as possible. If you call your people back home, right, in Dekina, they will tell you about some of the security infrastructure that are being put in place there to ensure that we improve on the security of that area. We are concentrating a lot of effort there. We are also deploying technology. That's why I said I don't want to talk too much about it because it is an issue of security. But one thing I will assure you, my brother from Kogi State, is that in the next couple of weeks, we might come here again, and I'm sure you will give testimonies of what we would have achieved in that axis.
That would be nice. Mazi Okorafo in Aruchuku, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sayori. Good morning, Honorable Commissioner.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Commissioner, anytime I see you, I say, yes, my man is on motion, that is there.
Wow.
To analyze, to just suppose, and to tell the people what is happening.
Thank you very much.
Kudos kudos to your strength. God will continue to generate your dreams. You are doing a rightful job.
Thank you very much.
Commissioner for Information, name them.
Thank you
but
very much.
But what I understand is this, Lagos to Kogi State, fraud is always the major problem. And people coming from Lagos, even if you are coming from the past, it's a major problem. What is the government doing? Because it's day in, day out, day in, day out. And by 2023, they are the two people. Maybe I pray that the people will say, Honorable Commissioner, come on board, continue from where Yaya Bello stopped, by the grace of God. So what I have seen about this fraud is out of proportion. And even the youth, at least, you were mentioning about some program about the youth now. You see, there is need to reduce high rate of crime. I know it's everywhere. At least this 1,000 jobs government said they will give to local government. Is it not necessary for you to start it, at least show an example for other local governments in other states to practice?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Kudos to your state.
Thank you
Continue
very much.
vibrating. It's your state. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, my brother, and for the kind words for our state and the government of Alhaji Yahaya Bello. One of the tools we have used also to ensure security has been the issue of youth empowerment. You cannot take arm from them and refuse to give them anything. They will go back to take the arm. So what we are doing is to give them jobs, to empower them, to improve their capacity, to create a knowledge-based economy through ICT and all that. That is working wonders in Kogi State. That's why you see the youth, they are just what the street boys would call cashing out. They are just cashing out because they are getting a lot of income, a lot of revenue from their ventures, and that is taking them away from crime and criminology. About the issue, he talked about when you are traveling from, for instance, from Imo to now. I think the world has been told some of these reasons. The federal government need to do more for Kogi State. That is the center of the nation, and you know, the more you do for Kogi, the more Nigerian people will see it. Thousands of vehicles traverse through the state every day from the east, west, south, southeast, north, everywhere. So it shows that they need to do more. On our part, as a government, we are doing a lot. Where that problem is, basically, is where you call the Ganaja Junction. It's always a very big problem. And right now, we are constructing a multi-billion flyover there to be able to solve that problem permanently. I think they will even show us some of the pictures of that ongoing project. They are working there day and night to ensure we have a flyover there to be able to solve that problem. So we are solving, when you solve that problem, you are solving the Nigerian transportation problem right there in Lokoja.
In relation to what you said a bit earlier on our security, I just was reminded that your governor, Governor Bello, is actually not for state police. In fact, he says, nah, state police is not the way to go. He has a better. So I was wondering if all that you have said already, that community policing is where the governor is placing his emphasis. He says that people are making too much of a song and dance about state police.
Apart from the vigilante and the local hunters that we are using, we're also one of the first states to launch our constabulary, community policing, to be able to complement the efforts of the security agencies in the state. I don't want to disclose too much about security. I know Nigeria is looking at Yahaya Bello. They want him to solve the problem at the national level. Let him do that for the nation. We will not disclose some of those strategies, but we are happy that those strategies are working well.
Let me go to Austin in Iyanopaja. He's been holding on for a while. Good morning, sir, and thank you for holding on.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, we can hear you. Please go ahead quickly.
Okay, I want to contribute a little bit to what Mr. Kingsley is saying, because I'm from Ajaka, Strokida, Odoro local government.
Okay.
I was at home about a week ago, and I passed through the local journey town. Kingsley, if you are sincere, you can tell the world that even the road within Lokoja town at the moment, they are in a state of deplorable conditions. You know that. Even from Ganaja to Ajokuta is a mess. But once you talk about security that actually our governor has done well, yeah, you can score him like 50%. Because from Itobe down to Ajegu, there's a flashpoint there that kidnapping and killing and stealing and robbing is going on daily on that spot. Most motorists are aware of this.
And if you go to different local governments, yeah, there are presence of the local vigilante groups, but that has not actually abated most of the crime that we are seeing in the state. So selling Kogi State to the entire world that it is safe, well, it may be a political game that you are playing. But let it be here that actually the security in that state is still dicey. And in terms of infrastructural development, I can tell you, it's not true based on what you actually say.
Okay, thank you very much. You've said enough for Mr. Commissioner to be able to get hold of.
Thank you.
One, you do not agree with all that he has said.
Yeah, thank you very much. I thank you for even disagreeing with us.
Please be brief about
the issue is that when the road you are talking about, I just said it here, that the Ganaja flyover is ongoing. You said you went home recently. There's no way you will not pass through that place, so you definitely saw it. But you don't want to tell the world, and you want to say we are the ones who play politics for whatever reason. The road you are talking about, from that Ganaja junction up to Salem University, you could see that work is ongoing. As I'm speaking to you now, work is ongoing there. You understand? And so all of these projects are ongoing. So if you say you are not seeing them and you went home recently, and you know, I leave that to you.
Security.
Yeah, I leave that to you.
As a Kogite himself, security is at maybe 60%. So it's okay. But Mr. Commissioner, we've almost run out of time, and that's a frustrating thing to me because there's so many other things I wanted to talk to you about. There's the social welfare and intervention priority of the government. But let me leave all of that for now. There'll be another conversation by the grace of God. And is your governor going to run for presidency in 2023?
I think he will respond at the appropriate time. For now, he's aware of the call on him by Nigerians, the old and the young, those who want peace and security, those who want unity, those who want economic prosperity. They are calling on him to bring the Kogi template on security, on unity, on infrastructural development, on agriculture, on purposeful leadership to the center. We are aware of this, and we're also aware of the fact that some people are even threatening to sue him if he refuses to run.
I read that some youths said they will sue him if he does not present himself.
At the end of the day, he will respond to all of these calls. But one thing I will say is that he's not someone who likes to disappoint the youth, and he's already listening to them. I know that at the end of the day, his response will not be a disappointment to the youth, but I will allow him to answer the call.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley, Femi Fanwo. It's been a very interesting nearly 1 hour. Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communications in Kogi State. All I can say is that you already said that there are some developments that might bring you back here. We're looking forward to the time so that we can come and talk about more of the successes of Kogi State. Thank you very much, Mr. Commissioner.
Thank you.
So that's our program today. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folari. Bye-bye for now.